This is my 1986 K10 that I just bought. This first video on my channel will be about some of the major things that I need to fix first and the many things that I plan to do with this truck. And yeah, just come along with me on this adventure. And if you look right there, I need to replace the rocker panel. And there and there, need to replace the floor. I might need to replace the floor cross brace, but we will see once we get into it all if I can salvage that or not. So first thing is I had a side step that mounted right there and right there that I took off so that I can get in there. Now I'm taking off the fender and I've removed that bolt. The bolt that is up underneath here. The bolt's inside of the inner fender. I've gotten the 3 down here. Still need to remove this bolt up here and then remove the hood hinge where it connects to the fender, and then the 2 bolts down below that hold on that are part of the bottom of the core support that are holding the fender on. That'll be a real treat to try and get to. And now Simon can go on and pull off the fender. You lift it and pull it back towards me some so that you stay out of the front bumper. You need help? There you go. Okay, bring it over here and lay it down in the grass. Nope, lay it down the other way. Lay it down the other way. There we go. We do have a little spot of rust there and along the top section. So I'm also looking at getting a set of fenders for it. But now we can see the hole that's in the inner fender. And these 2 bolts right here, not fun to try and get to. You gotta come up below to get there. And now looks like that's in better shape than I expected it to be. But these are actually 2 pieces. This is part of the outer rocker. That's the piece of the inner rocker. And if you look up underneath, nope, this is still part of the outer. This is where you get into the inner, and they're doubled up right at this eyelet. They're double thick, if you can see that, the 2 panes. So I think I might possibly be able to, no, I don't think I can save the inner. I might be able to. Sorry about all the wind noise, it's just a windy day and I'm working out in the driveway, not in the garage. Might have to replace that. And if you'll notice here, I'm gonna need to replace the inner rocker as well. I was hoping I could get away with just the outer, and I have the outer. I don't have the inner right now. But yeah, I'm gonna need the inner rocker as well. So I won't have that today, so I can't, and I'm not going to cut out the floor and the rocker for now, because once I start it, I'd like to be done cutting up the floor. The only good thing is I only have to worry about it here on the driver's side. Over on the passenger side, I did have one little spot of surface rust here. Sanded it down, primered and painted it, and got it all sealed back up. And there was a little spot here where there was just a scratch, and then just a very light amount of surface rust inside of the footwell. As you can see, all of these little spots like here. Sanded all those down. There's a pretty good spot here in the corner. Sanded all that stuff down. Painted it. Thinking about doing like a rubberized coating in the footwells. At least boxing it off so that it's more like a floor mat instead of just painting the whole thing with the rubberized coating. And the person that had this before me put in a radio, but didn't want to remove the original radio, so I have that tucked up in the glove box. And he kind of butchered the wiring, so I'm gonna have to go back through all that. The gentleman I bought it from believes that it has a 350 swapped into it because it originally came with a 305, and I was looking underneath of it, and it's pouring a little bit of water out of the bottom side of the water pump. So I believe the seals are going bad, and it's coming out of the weep hole. So I'll be replacing that. And he said the AC doesn't work, but there was no belt on the AC compressor. So I'm not sure if that's just the problem, because it doesn't seem like it's locked up or anything. And it still spins fairly freely, so hoping that a belt on that, and maybe needing to recharge. But I really don't hope it's not recharging, because I can't get any R12. And I really would not like to, I'd really like to keep R12 if it still has R12 in it. But we'll see once we get that belt and see if the AC does work.